Check 1 2 1 2. Checking the sound. Checking the chunky chicken. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? I think we're good today. Hopefully, we don't have any mishaps with the internet. For some reason, I don't know why I was having some issues yesterday. I checked in with the ISP. They said, they haven't had any outages. I'm thinking perhaps, just perhaps, uh, one of my munchkins probably went and grabbed, touched something, that they shouldn't have, and then they connected it back and it was having issues. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm here, Savage of Wall Street. We are live once again, and we're gonna try this again one more time and see what gives. We are definitely back trading live once again, and yeah. So we have a nice little bull run, according to me, yesterday. But look what happened. It's the mixed bag, so to speak, right? But but it seems like all the big players, the Max 7 are up bigly right now. And so here we are, right? How do we trade on a day like today when there's a mixed bag? We have some of the Max 7s coming out with earnings this week. We have the Fed speaking, I believe, on Wednesday. Are they going to raise rates? What are they going to say? And then we have, core numbers, unemployment coming out today. I mean, it's a really busy week, right? How do we trade this week? This is what I kind of wanted to speak about yesterday, but alas, it didn't happen because something happened with my internet. I tried going back in again, and it happened again. I don't know why I lost Wi-Fi. I have a pretty strong connection, but anyways, we are here. It is what it is. And what do we have going here? Alex is here. Savage, good to see you, says Alex, and I say good to see you, my friend. Likewise, Mega Prime is here. Welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. Beach Boy, what up, Beachy? I'm back, man. So, I actually do pay my internet, believe it or not. And it just, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. It just, it crapped the bed yesterday, but we are here, right? That's what counts. We're starting over and we're trading. We're live. We're here, man. I made some moves in the morning, and then we're gonna talk about those. Kent's mom is here. Kent's mom is a regular, and I truly do appreciate her. Thank you for tuning in, Kent's mom. I'm very curious as to what you ended up doing with, I believe, Open. You have some questions about, and I don't know if you got rid of your whole position or what you did, but it would be good to know. I do know we ran a bit this morning, but we're back down. So I think it was up at 280 or something, and it's down to 240. So Alex is saying, wrote some beautiful cash secure puts on RXRX earlier. Thanks for the tip on that stock. My pleasure, brother. I like it. I like the stock. Again, this is not financial advice, right? But it's just a personal opinion of mine that this stock is just a powder keg, heavily shorted, really good company. They have really good contracts with some really, really big players. And it's just a matter of time before the street finds out and the shorters get burned. Either way, I'm loading up at this point. I think I have like 20 cash secure puts expiring September on RXRX. So I'm not even touching them. I'm either going to let them expire worthless, or I'm going to be assigned 2,000 more shares to average down, actually. And I've already rolled those a couple of times. So I think my average price on these shares will be like 415 or something. So I'm happy. I'm looking to get assigned. Let's see what happens, right? Beach Boy saying, "You okay, Savage? Was worried about something happening." I'm okay, bro. You could have asked me this weekend if I was okay, because I don't remember a couple of hours on on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Some of those hours are iffy. I have pictures in my head of things that may have happened, but I had a little too much bubbly. It's my drink of choice. I do happen to like very, very, very chilled bubbly, and especially when I'm at the craps table. You'll find me at a craps table because that's kind of my game of choice. I enjoy it. I have fun, especially when the table has some really cool people, and you get to talk to like the stick man and the people that are working there as well, and people crack jokes. Whenever there's a camaraderie to playing the craps table, especially when the table gets hot. And like I like seeing people make money, especially when I roll. It's kind of cool. Let's see here. Beach Boy is saying, "You okay?" Oh yeah, I'm okay, my man. Thumbs up. People show Savage some love. Yeah, and definitely share this. Somewhere where someone can watch it and learn. About how is it that we trade, right? So, is everyone making money this morning? I'd like to hear about some moves you guys are making. Very curious. Charlie C2 is in the house. What up, Charlie? Yeah, buddy. All right, here we go. It's so like I said, we have a mixed bag, right? But overall, it seems that um, the real big players are actually up the green, right? Um, I think that the small mid cap stocks are the ones that are taking a little bit of a hit. I'm very curious to see what SoFi does because, as you can see, the volume today. I mean, it's down, right? The stock itself, but the volume is 44 million up to this point. So we have another what hour and a half of trading, and 2 hours and a half of trading, and then we're done, right? So I don't know. Well, at least for what we do, right? Options. I mean, it's almost 12, so another hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so hour 20 minutes. Um, and I'm just looking at SoFi, man. It's down 1.6% at this moment, and it's sitting at 2086, and I don't know, man. It's just I honestly think it's doing what SoFi does, which is it just people are kind of they traded last week, right? That's when we took a hit to like 19 land, and I did some cash secure puts. I know a lot of people bought some shares and they did cash secure puts as well. At this point, you kind of have to wait and see what tomorrow brings. Let's see what happens tomorrow in the morning, right? Let's see the overnight news. I don't really pay attention to pre-market unless there's like some underlying issue, some black swan event, something, right? But for the most part, I think tomorrow is going to be non-eventful, and let's see what SoFi does. I think we're going to have some good numbers. I, for some reason, I happen to think that whatever happens tomorrow, it's already baked in, unless they have some catastrophic news. I think people have already taken a profit when it hit 24, right? I think it was 23.80, 23.90, something like that, and people took profits, man. And now it's back down. So if you really want the stock, I would personally do some cash secure puts out to January. I mean, why not go to January? Some $20 strikes, right? And get paid. Put a 260 bid there. This stinker of 260. 258 or 257 if you want them right now. If you want to go at market price, you can do that. So you're basically buying SoFi for 1750. What is wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would love those shares at that price, right? Which is why I wrote some cash secure puts, some 20s. But I'm actually I got like over $3 a share. So I'm very curious to see. Looks like Unity is taking a little pop. It's up 2.47%. Unity has shown us what it can do. So at this point, man, I just, it's already hit $38, right? 38, almost $39 a share. I just don't see it going to 40 for the rest of the year, man. And it's my stock, right? Like I introduced you guys to this years ago. I love the stock. There's a reason that I wrote $35 cash covered calls up to 2027. I took over $13 um, in premium per call, and I mean here we are sitting at 33.61 right after the fact. Don't be scared to go to 2026. Again, this is not financial advice. It's what I would do. I would sell. I mean, I went to 2027, right? But we were at $39, $38. That's a big difference. And I knew it had to scale down because it just ran too hot. But right now, it's sitting, in the 33 band, right? Don't be scared to write some 40s. Write some 40s, bring in 450. You have 10 of those, that's $4,500 in your pockets to do whatever it is that you would like to do. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's not a day for cash secure puts, so I'm not even going to go there, right? You guys know I love to write cash secure puts on the day when a stock has been beaten 10% or more. That's my cue. And again, I don't really like writing on my shares unless there's a pop of 5% or more. That's the discipline. However, just based on everything we're seeing, right? The macros and just the way that it's ran, Unity's up almost 3% right now. Hey, don't be scared to write and bring in, especially if you're going out long, right, to 2026. I mean, you're bringing in 450 per share right now on a $35, $40 strike, a $40 strike. So it literally has to move 650 almost for you to like be in the money. And if for whatever reason, say it went there, you can roll. You can always roll to like June 2026 and then bring in more money. I mean, that's exactly how I do it, right? And I don't see anything wrong with that. You could wait because it seems like it still hasn't stopped moving. So I don't know, put in a stinker of $5. Write some 40s for $5. See what happens. If you don't get assigned, then you didn't chase anything, and you could do it again tomorrow and see what it brings you, right? Rivian is down a bit today. I see AI is down a bit today. I have some $25 cash secure puts on AI, and I'm praying that I get assigned. There's September strikes, right? Expiry dates are September, $25 strikes. I got over $2 for those. So, I'm basically buying the stock for 22 and change. There's nothing wrong with that. I want the stock, so see what's up with you guys. All right, let's see what Savage is here. Oh, Savage. Charlie CC saying, hey, Savage. Cannon Fodder's in the house. What up, Cannon? Saying, sup, gang. Beach Boy saying, just wrote RXRX January 2027 fives for 174. Beachy, I like those. I mean, how much are we down on RXRX? Let's see. Yeah, I would have done stinkers of $2, but I mean, honestly, it's taking candy from a baby at this point, right? So yeah, I mean, you really want the shares? Sure, I have no problem with that, right at all. Taking in 40% is beautiful, but 174. I mean, you're essentially buying for 326 a share. I mean, that's insane. I don't like it. All right, Javier saying we're looking. Javier, what's up, Javier? How you doing, brother? Looking reddish at closing. I see that. I think Unity is the one that's defined the market. SMCI, Roblox, um, Sentinel One is defined the market. Riot is defined the market. Nvidia just, it's defying logic, and they keep making good moves. They keep signing contracts. AVGO is it's green. Talkspace is green. Molecular Partners is green. Cogent Biosciences is a little green. It's Clean Spark. It's coming back again. It's green a bit. I like Clean Spark. The VIX shut up. Okay, so that's interesting. The SPY is coming down. So for you guys that like to do 0 day till expiry, which I don't condone, if you did it on the SPY, then you guys are sitting pretty if you did some call credit spreads, right? AOI is taking it on the chin a bit. I personally like AOI. Um, I have some $20 cash secure puts expiring 2027, but it's $25, down 7% today. If you really wanted to see what this is about and you've done your research on the company, you know that it's a very decent company, and you really want the shares, go in the money. Write some $25 puts and bring in $6.70 for January. You want to have it come down 20% more and still get like around 20% for it. Okay, so write some $20 cash secure puts expiring January and ask for $4. So essentially, you're bringing in 20%. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, right? So, I like the company, man. If you guys know me and you were around, I don't know, 6 months ago, that's when I kind of started dipping my toes in the water, so to speak, on this company, and I think I did some 12.50 cash secure puts, and it shot up to like $23, $24, and like I bought those cash secure puts back for like nothing, and then again, whenever I do cash secure puts to start a position, I use the premium to buy shares, and so like I start accruing shares at that point, right? So it's sitting at $25. It's down 7.5% today. Don't be scared to do some cash secure puts out to like January 2026. You want to be like Beach Boy and you want to just set your money aside, in escrow for a while. Do some 25s or some 20s and bring in 720. So you're basically getting well over 33%, right? 33, 34%, and you're doing absolutely nothing except crossing your arms and hope that they assign you that stock. Somebody's silly enough to assign you that stock at that price point. All right, what we got here? Wing Commander, what up, Wing? How you doing, Tobin? That's my boy, man. That's my boy up in Europe. Coming at you from Europe. The Wing Commander saga is here. It's me is here. Oh, look, I can catch a stream live this time. It's me. Yes, sir. How are you, man? Good seeing you. Doughboy is here. I wrote cash and puts on AOI, QBTS, Archer, and SoFi today. That's how you do it, my man. I like it. Actually, you know what? I do know that a QBTS was down a bit today, wasn't it? I think it was up and then down. Let's check it out. Yeah, no, it's down 4.6%. If anybody wants to get into a quantum stock, right? It's like getting into NVIDIA. So, okay, my thoughts sometimes run faster than my mouth. So, people that wanted to get into NVIDIA, right? If you got into NVIDIA when it's already at $150, $200, not to say that it wasn't a good time, because it still went to like $1,200, $1,300, right? But the real money was made when people got into it at the $20 and $30 mark. That's when you really, could have made your portfolio shine. And that could have been 8 years ago, 6 years ago, right? And now everybody's seeing the fruit of their labor, so to speak. Same thing with D-Wave Quantum. I think that these professionals out there, these talking heads that are saying that we're like 10 years away, a decade from quantum really making a difference, I think they are wrong. I think they're not respecting, first, um, human intelligence enough, and two, artificial intelligence enough. And I think that just the amount of data that's out there, just the amount of information and the way people are working together, especially with OpenAI, right? Um, I don't think we're 10 years away from quantum making a difference and being a thing, right? Right now, artificial intelligence is obviously the hot commodity, right? But I think quantum is next. Um, but I don't think we're 10 years away. I think we're more like 6 years away, which is insanely faster than what they're saying. Um, that's the stock that I like. I like QBTS, D-Wave Quantum. And people, it ran up, and it's been as high as 2056, right? And people are taking profits. It's down to $18. It still could come down to 16, maybe 15, but I don't see a problem taking a plunge now and maybe doing a one cash secure put just to get in the game and seeing how it moves, right? Go to January and do an $18 cash secure put. Um, you want it at 15? That's pretty much what you have. I mean, if you want to do a $15 cash secure put because you think it may come down some more, you could ask for $3. $3 for the $15 cash secure put in January. Do you feel bullish about this stock? You like what you read? Go at the money. $18 cash secure put is giving you 468 right now. 468. So you could do a 475 stinker or 470 if you want to, get that to trigger faster. And you're basically getting well over 25% for a stock that you want anyways. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that approach. And it's a good amount of premium. You do 5 of these, you just brought in almost $2,500 for a stock that you want anyways. Take those $2,500 and you can buy 100 shares right now at market price and leave it alone and dare the market to come and get you and either give you your money back in January or give you 500 more shares. So you'll basically have 600 shares. Guess what? You got $2,400 and minus $1,800. That's $600 that you have to spare. You can then go and do a $5 or a $6 cash secure put on RXRX for 2027, and then bring in a little more cash and use that cash to pay off your phone bill. I mean, dude, that's how you do this. And that's how your portfolio just exponentially grows and compounds, right? And people get impatient, right? And start saying, but I don't really see my portfolio growing. It's really hard to see it grow, on the day to day. But if any of you that are investing, if you go out 2-3 years and you look at your portfolio then and how much is grown up to this point, it's a lot more bigger than it was then, right? And in 5 years, it's going to be probably 2 or 3 times that size. And if you keep putting money in there, right, it's going to be a lot bigger. So I had a number in mind when I started writing covered calls and cash secure puts and really took it seriously. I think around 6 years ago, 5 years ago. But I was doing weeklies and stuff like that, and it just wasn't working with me or for me. And it's not until I really had a one-on-one with Bruce. I had a couple of one-on-ones with Bruce, and not just him, but a couple of others in the that were kind of a close-knit group. I think Beach Boy and Birdie and the Wrench, right? We all did like one-on-ones and sometimes like 3 or 4 on ones, and It's just asking questions, right? And just saying, hey, so, how is it that we can just make this a cleaner process, a process that I can see faster? And then he'll just say, be patient. But instead of taking pennies, right, why don't you take big chunks? Take, $2, $3 per call. Um, and it made sense. I started doing that, and I just, it's a strategy works for me. Not to say that the other strategies don't work, but I just feel a lot more comfortable with that approach. And that's for you guys that are something may not be working for you guys, and you feel like, hey, this strategy is maybe not working. Don't do it because of impatience, but do it because of it's just not working. You see the numbers are just not adding up, or they're not where you like them. Try a different approach, and at some point you're gonna find one that works with you. And that's the beauty about trading, is that there's so many different strategies and different types of approach that you can take. Eventually you'll find one that feels comfortable, and you'll like it. All right, see what else is going on here. So Doughboy wrote some cash increase on QBTS, AOI. I love it. SoFi March 2026 20s are giving you $3.02. Says Beach Boy. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's a good one. I see nothing wrong with that. 15% for March, and these are cash secure puts. So I mean, you'll probably be buying those next week for 50%. Yeah, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Ricardo Canales is here. ¿Qué pasa, bro? Savage. He's saying, how you doing, Ricardo? Beach Boy saying, what's up to Wing? Dope was saying AAOI reports 8.7, QBTS reports 8.7. All these they do. That's why the premiums are so high right now, right? So I like to take advantage of premiums. It's near earnings is when those premiums really get juicy. The IV just jumps, and so that's why I like to take advantage of, especially when earnings are so close, and when there's like a really bloody day. To me, that's beautiful, because you can do cash secure puts and they bring in 30, 40%. Sometimes I've gotten 50% premiums back on cash secure puts that I write out, to like 18 months, 12 to 18 months out. And that's insane. For something to give you back 50% return on investment right then and there is insane. I think Bareback, Big Bear AI was giving 50% at a point. C3.ai was giving 50% at a point. I believe SoFi was giving 50% at a point. Um, who else was giving 50% at a time? There's so many, man. It's just sometimes hard to keep up in your head. But look at this. QBTS is taking a little pop down. So yeah, man. What is wrong with some shit? I would go and ask 5. I would ask for 5 for the $18 put expiring January 2026. Why not? Stinker. Little stinker. Get paid $5 to put up $18 for January. Nothing wrong with that approach at all. Let's see who else we have here. Dope Boys here. Okay, Canales, Wing Commander saying did a few $23, $22 put credit spreads on GME expiring August for a 42 credit. I like it. I like it. Again, not a fan of put credit spreads. But I mean, it is GME, so it's just a gift that keeps on giving, right? So I think if you were to, see, I like boring stocks when I do credit spreads of any sort. I like boring stocks, man. I like Disney. Um, I like Nike. I mean, it's just boring stocks, because I just like that data to eat away, right? And just free money. It's pretty much cash grabs, but I don't know. Right now, there's just too much volatility everywhere, and I'm using that to my advantage, because we're we're definitely in earnings season now, right? And I was just saying that the IV is so high during earnings season, and I just like to take advantage of that. And I get some big premiums. I mean, we're talking about QBTS, right? And getting almost $5 back for putting up $1,800. I mean, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Um, and that's why I like it. That's why I like writing during earnings season. Reddit is up. Snowflake. Snowflake is down a bit, but not by much. If Snowflake gets to 175, I'm going in, man. I really like Snowflake. And I just keep putting it on the back burner because of everything else. But I need to take a stand, and I need to get my ass in gear, and then definitely grab some Snowflake, at least a cash secure put or something. Uh, Hood is up. Man, if Hood can come back down to like 60, Joby is down 6.4%. People are just taking profit at this point. Lyft is down. So again, somebody asked me a few weeks ago if I like Uber, and I basically said Uber, they're making some good partnerships and whatnot, but it's already ran its course. Not saying that it's not going to get bigger. I'm just saying, if you wanted to double your money, it'll be easier with Lyft than it would be with Uber, right? And Lyft is sitting there at 14.20, right? For you superstitious folks out there, take away the one, it's 420. So yeah, man, I see nothing wrong with going on and taking a leap of faith when it comes to Lyft, doing some $14 cash secure puts and asking 130 for them, getting back almost 10%. The volatility is not that high. So it's 54.5% IV. If you go for a $14 put expiring October 17th, there's nothing wrong with that. The $15 one is just the same, but you get 180. You can get 190 for that. But I'd go 14. Nothing wrong with that at all. And if you get a sign, you're basically buying it for 12.70, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all, because the 52-week low is $9, right? So you're getting it almost at the 52-week low. And if it for whatever reason went down to like $11 a share, $12 a share, then you can do some $10 cash secure puts and then bring in another $10 or another dollar, right? Another 10%, and then get down even more on your averaging. So, I mean, it's a win-win, right? If it's a stock that you really want and you like the company, if you're somebody that rides Lyft all the time, I just don't see why you wouldn't want to take a plunge. I mean, I use Lyft all the time. Um, Sometimes I get out of work at 3, 4 in the morning, and I don't want to drive, right? I mean, I'm in San Francisco. Nobody really needs to drive. I hate paying $50, $60 worth of parking fees, and risking getting my car broken into in some areas. Just doesn't work for me, man. So I just I love public transportation. It's 24/7. But once in a while, I'll go out to like an area where the buses don't run there often, and I don't want to wait after like a 12-hour day, 14-hour day. I don't want to wait for like 30 minutes for a bus, so I'll just take a Lyft, and I get credits all the time because of some credit cards that I have, and they end up giving me like $5, back for every ride, like up to like 5 rides a month or something. So it's like, why not use that to my advantage, right? And so again, I personally like the stock. I like the company. You guys can do, with that information, whatever it is that you want. You guys look into it. I mean, they're just as good as Uber. Um, and I think that they actually go an extra mile and do background checks that are better than Uber. But that's just my opinion, right? All right. Premium on the option. What up, Photo? He's saying, when Moon, when Lambo. Right now, buddy. Right now. And like I was telling you guys 4 months ago, 5 months ago, when people were just jumping ship and scared to, invest. And I think I mean, it's here. The proof is here. If you watch my past videos in April, in May, I was saying this is the time to invest. A couple of years back when it was all doom and gloom, I was saying this is the time to get in, because bear markets is where true, you know, middle class folks could really become multimillionaires. Um, there's a saying, right, that millionaires are made during bull runs, but billionaires are made during bear runs. There's a reason. There's because there's everything so cheap and there's so much opportunity out there, but you just gotta take the plunge, and you have to have conviction in the companies that you're going to invest in and say, this is where I'm at. And then stick it out. Have patience. Warren Buffett says, the stock market is the device that has been invented to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. I mean, that guy knows what he's talking about. Um, there's nothing else to say. It's all about just having trust and faith in yourself and knowing what you hold, and then just waiting, crossing arms. I know it sucks. I know it's boring. Uh, but you know who else likes it boring? The those the Walton families like the stock market boring, right? Um, the Rothschilds like it being boring. I mean, people that are really, really very rich, they like it boring because I mean, once you have that much wealth, you don't care, right? You really could be getting 2-3% back on your investments, and it still be insane amounts of money, right? So, anyways, Doughboy saying I got PCSs on GME as well, but playing it safer at 22.21, expiry August, net 26 premium. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I just I'm a cash secure put guy. I have some 23s, I have some 22s out to like January. I have some Octobers, and I brought in like $3 or $4 per share. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with 26 cents in premium, but why bring in 26 cents when you can bring in $4? Same amount of money. And you don't have to babysit as much, right? I mean, I get it. I think some people like the action. They like the adrenaline. They like the what if, I mean, but I mean, I have 3 children. They make my life very exciting as it is. So if I can have the stock market be less exciting, I think that works for me. So, all right, let's see here. Ricardo saying just wrote 4 cash secure puts on QBTS January 2016 for 405 at 17 strike. I like that. That's wonderful, man. Yeah, you're getting well over 20%, maybe 25% for a good stock, for something that you, again, this not financial advice, but if when I do invest, there is no company that I go into without having the discipline to know I'm going to hold it at least 5 years, right? I'm not one of those people that are looking for a get rich quick scheme. That's just not how I do. Whenever I feel like having that type of taking that type of approach, I go to Vegas, I go to Tahoe, I go to Reno, and I gamble because it's like I can double my money real quick, right? And I see it right then and there. That's when I like excitement, right? Not when I'm here in the stock market. Like I said, I have 3 kids, enough excitement in my life, man. um, let's see. So, yeah, I like it, Ricardo. That's a great move, man. Great move. It's me saying, well, I started my career with weekly GME calls, which threw me into rollover hells quite quickly. Learned all my unfolding then and there. That's how it happens, though. I mean, there has to come an inflection point, right? There comes a point where the market kicks your ass and teaches you, right? And I think sometimes that's just the best way to learn, is those expensive and painful lessons, the ones that really stick out, right? Because people tell you, like when you were kids, remember you guys, when we were kids, people would tell us not to do this or that because this would happen, and then we were like, well, okay. And you still did it anyways. And then X would happen and you're like, you got a black eye or you have a broken arm. And then you're just like, well, fuck, it does suck. But people could tell you till they're blue in the face, Sometimes shit has to happen to you, and then you have to learn the hard way, and that's okay. I think that my most expensive lessons have come, on the back of me not listening to other people about investment, people that have been investing a lot longer than I, right? And you always think you're smarter. You always think that your research is the best. Um, you think that you're seeing something someone else doesn't, and sometimes you do, but more often than not, sometimes you don't, and you get your teeth kicked in. But that's how you learn. It is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. Kent's mom, it's me. I started with GME too. It's still my baby. Love GME. Still working on unfolding. I get it. Patience. That's it. The hard way. That's it. Jeff Glass. Jeff Glass, what's up, baby? Jeff Glass is joining the party, folks. I like it. How you doing, Jeff? Nice to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Beach Boy saying probably threw money away, but with this dip, I bought open 250 calls expiring this Friday. Why? Beach Boy, what? That's not how we do this, man. We sell those covered calls. You don't buy calls expiring on Friday. Be honest, I am kind of curious to see how this pans out. So please keep me informed, because I am very curious to see how that pans out. To those of you that don't know Beach Boy is not hurting for money, okay? And when you invest the way Beach Boy does, as other people uh, that have a bigger portfolio, right? When you bring in, $1 million or $2 million a year just investing, you can definitely throw away a couple of $1,000. You throw away 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 bucks on like a little, call it a lottery ticket, right? It's precisely what I did last week with Tesla. When Tesla was at 235 on I think Thursday, before market close, I went in and I bought two puts for 750 a piece, right? And then within a minute or two, I sold one because it moved so fast, and I made $100. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this next one, and I sold it for 2,800 the next day. So I made 2,000 bucks. I could have easily lost it, but I mean, those are the type of plays that you can make when you've been doing this long enough, and you can. It the number one rule has to ring true, which is don't invest any money you're not willing to lose, right? As long as you're okay with that, then there's not a problem. I don't see the problem at all. Um, I don't condone it, but again, sometimes you can take a little gamble when you can afford to, and that's okay. That's okay. Willie in Idaho, good luck, Beach Boy. I agree. Good luck, Beach Boy. Um, Beach Boy saying use a little change from the cash secure puts for that gambling run. That's how you do it. See, that's exactly how you do it. I sold some cash secure puts on QBTS, and let's see who else. IonQ. I sold some cash secure puts uh, on Archer. I sold some cash secure puts on and on there was a couple of others for sure, but let's see. On Sound and on QUBT. Actually, QUBT is it's a lot juicier than QBTS, or just the same, I think, but it's sitting at $16 a share. That's another quantum play, right? There's no reason. Look, you don't own allegiance to anybody. That's personally just how I feel, um, and I don't have to just invest in one, quantum company, because there could be multiple quantum companies that are doing good work, and they are going about it different ways. For example, I invested in C3.ai and in the direct competitor, Palantir, and we see how it turned out, right? And for those of you guys that are curious about what I was saying about Palantir a year ago, go back to the tape. Go back to the videos, and they're there. It's it was one of the savage stocks. I think it was sitting at like $18 when I was talking about Palantir 2024. And I was telling people, these are screaming buys. Anything in the 20s for Palantir is a screaming buy. And some people were like, okay, well, let's see if it's true. And are happily, they happily took the plunge and now are just laughing all the way to the bank. And some people um, didn't take the plunge, and that's okay. They wanted to go elsewhere to C3.ai, and that's cool. But that's the way that I feel with quantum. I'm at QUBT, and I'm at my other place. So anyhow, when it comes to QUBT, let's see. You could go out to October if you'd like. If you want to, just wait 3 months. You could do a $15 covered call. I mean, cash secure put, expire in October, and bring in 235 right now. Right now, you could put a stink of 240 if you like, or you can go out to January, right, 2026, and you could bring in 375. Nothing wrong with that at all. $15, 375. It's at $16 right now. You could go in the money, do 16, and bring in 435 at this juncture. Nothing wrong with that at all. You're essentially be getting it at 1165. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. I have 15s. Those 15s brought me in 410. I sold 15s for 410, and I'm sitting pretty at this point. If it dips back to 15 or 14, I'm going to do some more 15s and bring in another 450. It's just the way that I roll, baby. All right. So Kent's mom is saying I am rooting for Beach Boy calls. I think we all are, actually. Kent's mom saying also I sold some of my open and took my initial investment. I'm letting the rest ride. I think that's great. Why don't you take some of that money and do some $16 cash secure puts on QUBT? I mean, not financial advice, but I mean, good return on your investment, good stock to own. They do have some volatility right now because of a legal probe, right? But I mean, companies are always getting sued. There's always attacks that happen to any company, right? And the overall market always fears the legal, word. But it's nature of the business. When you have a company that generates millions and millions of dollars, you have thousands of employees. At some point, you're going to get sued for one thing or another. And what's worse is sometimes it's shorting companies. It's companies that actually short other companies for a living, that put out hit pieces, and then people get nervous, and then they just talk to some attorney. Attorneys are always looking to make money, so they'll just sue for any reason. And so, anyways, again, this is why you do your due diligence, right? This is why we read and study the companies that we are investing in, and then we have to, like I said, you have to take the plunge, but you also have to know what you hold, right? You got to be firm in your beliefs and say, you know what, I like this company for a reason. I like the way that they're working. I like the way that they go about doing business, and this is what I'm holding for the next 5 years. Take a stand. It always pays. Let's see here. So what else do we got here? Jeff Glass is saying my account is not really heavy on January 26 cash secure puts, and there's been very little movement in those in the past couple of weeks. Wrote 826 SoFis, 20s, and Rocket Lab 40s in this morning. I think those are good writes. Rocket Lab was under pressure today, right? It hit 45 for a second. So I think going to 2027 even, totally okay with that. The thing about January 26 cash secure puts is we're in earnings season, so the volatility is real high, right? But because you see the volatility so high now, that does not mean that the volatility is high in 2026. Always look at the volume, right? How many outstanding calls are there, and what volume do you have? that moves them a lot more. But again, wait till August comes around. August usually in the past 3 or 4 years has been a very bearish month. And I can't wait to put my little bear back up here. But I think August is a bearish month in the last 3 4 years, and definitely September, I think, has been the reddest of months. I believe October is kind of when we start rallying, right? October, and then November, and then December. It's been mixed, but for the most part, there's always a Santa rally and then a dip. I mean, we're in the stock market to make money. Let's make some freaking money, man. Let's stop being scared, generate some income, and that's why we have, the Savage going live now, man, so that we can talk about the trades we're doing and we can compare notes, right? And so that, the community's here. Uncle Bruce may be taking a hiatus, right? But you know what? I'm looking to take up, you know, and start going live more often so that, it gives us, as a community, more of a chance to like stick together and not lose, you know, the friendships we built, so to speak, right? And not lose sight of what the goal is. And sometimes it's easy when you don't have other people that are like-minded, right? You start veering off on your own. It's easier to kind of lose track of what the overall goal is. But that's why I decided, you know what, I'm going to go live more often, especially during market time, so people can see how I trade, gives you ideas. I can see how you guys are doing, and you guys can compare notes, right? I think it helps everybody, man. Let's see here. I'll tell you what, I would love more thumbs up. That'd be great. If you guys can watch my videos in the background when you guys aren't, watching something or you guys are not in the room, that'd be great so that I can get some more traffic, right? And the algorithm could help me out. I'd appreciate that. Ken's mommy saying, I don't have any QUBT in my portfolio yet. Thinking 17s, January 26 puts for $5. Like it. I like it a lot. Very much so. Very much so. QBTS is cool too. Would not hurt. I mean, it's all about it's all about how you want your portfolio to grow, right? And what type of stock you have in. Diversify your portfolio, man. Sometimes financials take it in the chin. Sometimes tech takes it in the chin. AI takes it in the chin. Real estate takes it in the chin. Pharmaceuticals take it in the chin. But never do all at once take it in the chin, unless we're like, it's like a 9/11 type of situation, right? Or like a crash, in which case, oh my God, I hope that happens because I am licking my chops. I will do exactly what I did the last time, which is I took out loans when money was cheap. I think I ended up taking $20,000 loans and paying like $300 and for 18 months, at 0% APR. And that was beautiful because I paid $300 up front. That was my premium that I paid, right? And I take those $20,000 and I just put them into like C3.ai and then the Palantir, SoFi, and then those just rose. Then I did covered calls, and then I took all that premium and I paid off my loans with that. And I essentially, ended up getting ridiculously cheap shares of all these companies that I really was looking to get for $300 premium that I paid. And I mean, that money I paid back within a year. So, I mean, it's free money. That's the way that I saw it. And there's no taxes on that, which is great because it's a loan, right? So I just, that's the way I did it. And then, sometimes you could take $10,000 of that money and put it towards the premium. I'm sorry, to the principal of your mortgage, and your mortgage numbers come down. Anywho, The thing about the lives is that sometimes you have to take into account that things will happen. Yes, open the door. Somebody knocked on my door, and they're gone. It's probably one of my kids. We do have to go for a Costco run. So, I'm probably going to be here for like a few more minutes, and then I'm going to cut out. It's been an hour. We still have a half an hour of trading, but honestly, there's not much that's going to happen now. I think we're just waiting on these companies to show us their numbers, right? And see what happens, and seeing if tomorrow they take the overall market with them, right? Oh, by the way, just because in the interest of full disclosure, Webull, I do know that I said that I was going to take a break from Webull and see how it acted, see how it moved. They did sign a contract with a company that I don't necessarily like, but I started looking at their numbers. They have a lot of money. They're generating a lot of money, a lot of revenue. They have really good products, and they're going to keep adding. It's a global thing. Robinhood is like a national brokerage. Webull is an international brokerage, right? Think Mumu, international brokers, right? Or interactive brokers. Um, it's just sitting there at $15, So sometimes, you just gotta say, you know what? Fuck it. I never invest money you're not willing to lose, right? But I like the company, man. I know I like the company. I may not like who they're doing business with right now, but I like the company. So I took a dip, and I ended up doing some cash secure puts, some 15s, expire in October, and I brought in 330. So well over 22%. Um, and it expires in October. Let's see what happens, right? Um, my personal pick here, I don't think I would call it a savage stock just yet. It's not one of my savage 10, but it is a number that it is a company that I want to keep kind of in the back burner, but I'm watching it, right? And I'm back in it. It made me money, right? I looked at how much money it made me, and I said, you know what? At this point, I want to take some of the premium it got me, which is pretty much these cash secure puts are free because it's premium that I generated and got back from selling my shares that I had on Webull, and then selling those covered calls and buying them back, and then selling the shares and then the cash secure puts. So I want to see what happens, man. Worst case scenario, I buy Webull at 1170. I mean, worst case scenario, I lose my $1,170, right? But I don't think so, man. I just don't think there's just too much money involved. Remember how companies are too big to fail, right? And at this point, this administration, they're not in the business of showing weakness. They're not in the business of being connected to companies that are going under. And I just is Webull a takeover target? Maybe, but I just don't think so. I think I'm going to take a plunge, and I'm going to see what it does. So anyways, I wanted to let you guys know I'm back on Webull because I don't want you guys to think that I'm a freaking hypocrite when I say that I'm making money on Webull later on, because I did say, I was going to get out of it, and I think some of you guys got out of it. As long as you make money, that's what matters, right? Beach Boy is doing some calls on open. It's okay to be a dummy once in a while, and sometimes you have to be the data point you want, right? And I don't want to be asking you guys, are any of you guys in Webull? How's it going? Like, I'm that data point. So I decided I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to keep talking about it here and there. But again, I don't want you guys to get in it. I am going to keep it kind of kind of in the back burner to just so you guys know what the deal is. SoFi earnings is tomorrow, brother Ricardo. Double D's in the house. What's up? All right, so I did some $25 AI cash secure puts for a little over to like a 225. Like I said, I got some Newsmax, by the way. Newsmax is showing some life a bit. No, it actually went down today, but I was up earlier. I guess I'm gonna get assigned those cash secure puts. But I mean, they don't expire till October, so I'm okay. M-Face is down, or is it up? No, it's down. I have a M-Face $45 cash secure put. It expires January. I rolled over. I think I had a September cash secure put. It was a 45, and I just rolled it over for a 45 January one, and I brought in another $4 of premium. So worst case scenario, my break even price is $33.85. So if it could stay above $34, I'm winning, right? So at this point, I'm just waiting to get a sign on that. And I got out of my other cash secure puts. I made money. No big deal. ASTS, I'm making money on already. I like it. And it was a beautiful day to get in on ASTS last week. Even now. QUBT, like I said, it's looking beautiful. QUBT, I like. You know, QBTS, I like. I mean, it's just, what do you want, right? What flavor of ice cream do you want, sir? Well, I would like some Rocky Road. All right. I like Rocky Road. All right. AI is taking a little bit of a dip. I like it. It's a 1%. I mean, I wouldn't sell the farm to buy some AI cash secure puts just yet. But, I mean, if it goes down to like 24, don't be afraid to do some 25 cash secure puts out to 2027. Even if you did them right now, and you go to January, you could bring in $6. $6 for $25 cash secure puts expiring in January 2027. I like it. It's free money, man. Why wouldn't you want some free money? GME is going down a bit. All right. I like it. You know, I still have not sold any covered calls on GME, man. I should, I went out to like 24 something last week, and I really thought about selling some, I think October's, no, they were September's 25s, and they were like a little over $3. And I got greedy. I was like, let me ask for 4. And I got greedy, and I didn't sell. So now I'm holding a bag. And we're sitting at $23. That's what happens, man. Pigs get slaughtered. Remember that. Bulls are going to make money and get pictures taken of them. See that? That's how we ride this bull market. And bears make money, but pigs will get slaughtered. And I was a little piggy. I stayed oinking around for a second, and it got me. And now I'm just over here watching other people make money on their covered calls. And I wish it was me, but it's not. Anyhow, Lucid is down, and I like Lucid. As a matter of fact, I saw some Lucids driving to Tahoe and coming back from Tahoe. Let me tell you guys, it's a very nice car. It's not for everybody. They're the high end of EVs. They're like $100,000 a car. But I'm just going to hold on to my shares. And I'm going to keep doing cash secure puts, and I'm going to just keep. It's a shorted stock, man. It's what happened to Open, it can happen to Lucid. I'm not saying it will, but I love my companies that have low floats, not a ton of volume, and it just could move so fast. People have taken profit over last week. It went to 350, and now it's at 275. So people are taking profit. What are you going to do? I like to take more of a profit by doing covered calls, but it is what it is. BBBI is down a bit. Beautiful. It's almost 5%. I started looking to sell some cash secure puts, maybe some 7s for 2026. Try to ask for 205, so easily 40% back of your money. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Let's see here. Ooh, oh, like 30%. Open is down to 234. All right. I mean, it's a mixed bag, guys. It's a mixed bag, and we're taking advantage of it. That's all I know. Anyways, I'm the Savage of Wall Street, knuckleheads. I'm gonna get out of here, you scallywags. But back tomorrow. Back tomorrow. Hopefully after Uncle Bruce logs out. If not, you guys are gonna look at me for Hour of Power around the same time. So like around 11:30, I'll go in, right? And then we'll talk about what just happened with earnings, right? We have some of the Mag Sevens that are presenting. Um, don't be scared to take plunges, guys. If you guys see some weakness in some stocks that you guys are eyeing, cash your put the shit out of it. Go to 2027. Why not? Don't want to tie up your capital for so long. Okay, well then do some 2026. And if you really want the stock, stay close to the money. If not, then go down a strike or two. But get in the game. Let's make some dough, man. I'm here to just give you guys ideas and like make sure that the community is here so you guys can also talk in the comment section and like let's keep this going. Um, Back tomorrow at the regular channel and time, probably after Uncle Bruce, right? So, but I will make an appearance on the Uncle Bruce channel and say that I'm there, um, and that I'm trading, how I'm trading, and all that good stuff. Either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow, knuckleheads. You guys take it easy. Have a great rest of your day. Keep your antennas up, all right, so that you can see, how this market is trading after hours and see how the earnings are affecting us. I'm very excited for Wednesday because, Rugman is going to speak. And, when Jerome Powell speaks, he tanks markets. And I have a positive outlook, though. Hence why that picture is here. So, the guys have always seen the bear. Now you're seeing the bull. There's a reason. So, but let's keep this going. Let's keep making money. I'm very happy that you guys are around. Thank you for watching. Muchas gracias to all the folks watching me all over the world. I know some of you guys are in, Europe. Some of you guys are in Asia. Some of you guys, are in Latin America. Some of you guys are in Israel, the Middle East. And for you guys in America, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.